our hidden figure is Wesley Anthony Brown.
Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
So just some background information on our hidden figure. He was born in Baltimore, Maryland on April 3rd, attended Dunbar High School, and was a Cadet Corps Battalion Commander his senior year in high school. And he became the first to attend college in his family.
Wesley Anthony Brown was a naval cadet, and in the first 100 years of the United States Naval Academy, there were only 5 African Americans even admitted to the program. Due to intense racial hazing, the first 5 left the Naval Academy within their first year there. Remind you, that's 5 for an entire 100 years that all left after the first year, which to me was astounding. But Wesley Anthony Brown became the 6th, and hopefully would become the first one to make it all the way. He faced regular underclassmen hazing, because that happens to some underclassmen in some colleges. But he also endured seclusion from the white midshipmen, despite the armed forces being desegregated. They faced racial slurs, and all the people that he went to school with, a lot of them were racist towards him, and they even tried to make false demerits, attempting to get him discharged incorrectly. He thought about quitting every day because of his environment, but despite all he faced, he became the first African American to attend and graduate the United States Naval Academy.
So some accomplishments. Wesley A. Brown, as Noah mentioned, he was the first African American to attend the Naval Academy in Maryland. As an athlete, he ran track with Jimmy Carter, which was the 39th U.S. President of the United States. And just some side information, Jimmy Carter actually served in the Navy as a shipman on the submarines. On June 3rd, Brown was commissioned as a Navy officer, graduating 370th out of his class of nearly 800 applicants. Wesley A. Brown helped design water treatment facilities in Guantanamo Bay, Cuba, built roads across Liberia, which is a country located in Western Africa, bordering the North Atlantic Ocean. He also designed an air station in the Philippines and a nuclear power plant in Antarctica. And that was a little video clip for you guys.
This is a video from the U.S. Naval Academy, and I believe it was in 2012 they dedicated their new fitness center building in his name, just to recognize his accomplishments.
Maybe you could help them.
Which is about 2% of the lot.
Technology, it gets you every time.
Minimize the screen.
Yeah.
Still on the.
There you go.
You have dual screens, so you need to slide one onto the other, I believe, if it went to link and like Chrome.
Thank you. Ah, excellent. Thank you.
Now it's on there, but it's not good. So I don't know what it is.
All right.
Builds, plans, builds, maintains, repairs, buildings, public works, public facilities. I've built houses in Hawaii, 1,000 of them. A desalinization plant in Naval Air Station in the Philippines. To go off with the planning of a nuclear plant in the Antarctic. This is my specialty. And to have facility that is going to bear your name. I can't say that I wasn't interested. So they said, "Cowboy, don't get too involved," and I didn't. But it's nice to be able to have something of your own, because very few people ever get to have something named for them. And B, if they do, they're usually dead. Then I asked the question often, did you ever think about quitting? And I said, every single day. Sometimes you have bad days, some days you have good days. And that's life. You can't always have the good stuff. It used to be when I would see so many of these young men and women that I actually shed a little tear. I'm trying to keep from doing that. But I know them. They come up to see me. They give me their very best wishes. And I think we've had something on the order of about 2,000 graduates over the past 60 years. So many things that have occurred in the time that between the time I graduated the academy and today. And in general, I think the progress has been good. We've been going in the right direction, in my opinion.
It feels great. It's definitely a blessing to train here, to have great facilities where we have some of the best competitors from around the nation that want to come here often just because of our track and facilities. It's always a good thing. It's definitely an honor because he's a trailblazer. People like myself, my classmates, people that came before me. He made it possible. He was the first one. He's a bridge builder in the sense that we can look towards him. So every time I come to practice, I can look up and I see Commander Brown sitting right there, the first African American graduate Naval captain. So that's a big deal.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're very pleased and honored to have Mr. Brown here today, for whom this fabulous field house is named for. Mr. Brown, we thank you so much for your example of attributes that every athlete strives to achieve.
Guys, this is your monitor, basically. So, move it all the way.
There.
Turn it here, and go to your presentation, and do whatever you get to get it set up. Yeah, it's like,
There you go.
So why is Wesley A. Brown not mentioned in history? Unlike many other hidden figures in our nation's history, Wesley A. Brown did receive certain recognition in his time. He was highly publicized in black newspapers, and he was also covered in mainstream newspapers, like he had one interview in the New York Times. But Brown himself referred to it as a bad angle because of the racism and the way the society was at the time. Publication in white newspapers wasn't necessarily a sought-after thing. So while it was important to some at the time, the whitewashing of history has left his legacy hidden to many.
So how does Wesley Brown's story relate to colonialism? In the article we read, colonialism is described as to strip a people of their culture, language, land, family structure, who they are as a person and as a people. This leads only an elite few as the privileged and the colonized as the other. Since U.S. history has been whitewashed in the U.S., African American men could not be recognized as being accomplished in both the Navy and as a civil engineer. That's normally a status reserved for white men in our history textbooks. So what are some of the negative impacts of keeping Wesley Brown hidden? He shows that African Americans can be just as successful and deserving in fields that often only have white Americans. Not recognizing Wesley Brown belittles African American contributions to U.S. history. He broke boundaries in the Navy and paved the way to many more African Americans have served. He acts as representation to many young people who dream of joining the Navy or becoming a civil engineer. Thank you.
Great. Thank you.